Kenna fam, we're back. And as the title of the video probably showed you, man, we're doing something a little unheard of here on Travs Dabs, man. Now, if you watch Get to the Joint, we have been, pursuing some ventures in this space. And coming up soon, you'll see a video all about blunts. Man, that's right. Travs Blunts is here. They ain't Travs Dabs. We could either say progressing or regressing back to our old ways. Today we got some Brothers Broadleaf with us, man. Big ups to the homies at Brothers Broadleaf for sending these our way. We sent them to Get to the Joint so that we could test them on the show, man. We filmed an episode smoking a bunch of different blunts and there were different wraps, comparing them to blunts and seeing how much we enjoyed what you could call a real blunt, man. We did an episode where we talked about our old favorites. I brought the chocolate Dutches because that used to be my go-to. The boys brought some different game flavors, and we talked about our smoking experience with blunts. The boys at Brothers Broadleaf were like, yo, guys, have you seen our stuff? And we were like, yeah, we've heard about it, man, but we never really purchased anything. They're like, say less, let us send you some stuff. And they did, and they sent it for honest review. And today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the products that we got to try on Get to the Joint. Doing a little smoke sesh here. So if you are a blunt smoker, this is, hey, we're back. We're back in your lane, man. We're not smoking, we're not taking dabs, we're not smoking J's, hitting bongs. We've got blunts to talk about, man. They sent over a whole pack of their Havanas. They sent over a whole pack of their duds, and they sent over some singles of the duds. We, of course, had to split up the packaging. So left, I have in this pack, one single pearl and one single dud. And then I also got a packed up dud. I do like the packaging. So for those of you who don't know, I do believe their broadleaf is their tip-top end. Their Havanas are just like a fraction below that. And then both of those are absolutely eons above, or should be eons above, your gas station blunts. The duds are like slightly imperfect, is what they literally call it, but perfectly smokable. So the thing is, like, there's no issues with it as far as usability in any way, shape, or form. It is just not quite to the quality of what they would put in a pearl pack or in the broadleaf pack. Cutting to the chase, we had a decent experience the first time around. But we're back and we're going to try it again, man. Just because we have a good experience one time doesn't mean we're going to have a good experience again. We're going to break down these blunts and talk about the processes that I guess I got to go through now to deal with them, because it's different. It's been a while. I wasn't a leaf roller. I've never rolled a leaf. I had never rolled a leaf until we filmed Get to the Joint. This will be my, I believe, literal second leaf roll, and you're second and third, and you're going to witness it. We've got one of the pearls. So that's what we're looking at with the pearl. A lot darker color. Has this cap on the top, which is like a piece of a leaf to keep it from unraveling it. We literally FaceTimed the homie Chase from Colta and asked him to give us a quick breakdown on how to unroll and roll these up. And he did, man. He gave me great guidance and I rolled up a successful blunt. I was very pleased. I'm excited to do it again with you guys. And then the dud is a little bit lighter in color. Still has the cap on it. To me, doesn't look any different. It's usually once you unroll it, you might see a different kind of vein pattern, vein structure. For those of you who used to smoke blunts or do smoke blunts, that's something that you have to consider, which way the veins are running, so that when you roll it or try to cut it or move it, however, it smokes proper and rolls properly. So I think without further ado, we got to grind up a bunch of bud. We're going to roll up both of these. We're going to roll up a dud and we're going to roll up the pearl, and then we're going to, or the Havana, and then we're going to see which looks better and we'll smoke the better one. I'm hoping and assuming it's going to be the pearl, because that I should have the deeper flavor. That darker leaf tends to have the deeper flavor to it. Let's look back on the flavor shelf. What do we want to roll up? We'll keep consistency within the bud. So I guess I got to roll up something I have a decent bit of. We got a little Grape Oasis from Baba Masha. Could roll up the Cheetos. I don't think I'm going to roll up, fingers. These aren't going to be monstrous. But I want to roll up something good, So what do I got? What do I got a little extra of? The flamingos? How much flamingos do we got left? Oh yeah, that's the winner. We're going to roll a little Baba Masha up. A little flamingos action. The homies, shout out Baba Masha. Definitely one of the go-tos. On to Get to the Joint and the Travs Dabs channel. Nug structure, fantastic. Flavor, fantastic. Everything about the bud is great. Absolute stunners. I feel like if I'm going to have a quality blunt, I really need to put some quality bud into it, because your boy isn't smoking blunts recreationally to experience something negative or nasty. We've got the Stash 360, the best grinder in the game, honestly. All right, so cool thing too, they also sent over some glue, which I have now made my own little rigged up setup where I took one of my silicone containers and I squirted the glue in there. What did they say it is? I forget. It's some kind of natural plant glue. And then I got a little brush here that I'm going to use to apply that. I did this lick it and stick it last time and it didn't stick as well. I'm assuming that is a factor of a real blunt versus like something coated with some sugary substance or whatever that stuff is on gas station blunts, where they stick. Like Dutches stick so easy, like they're so easy to roll. And that probably isn't a good thing, I guess, when you zoom out and really think about it. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Somebody will have to let me know. That might be more of like in the tobacco farming family. Maybe Dutches do use just fine quality product as well, but in my experience that wasn't really the case. All right, we got the cap off. Now we need to unravel the blunt here. Now I wonder who is sitting here learning something they didn't know, and who is sitting here being like, Trav, I've been rolling these kind of blunts for forever. See, see, is that why it's a dud? It did rip a hair. Oh, like one of the patches. Oh no. All right. So, hence the name dud. They may have issues. So this one, now I ripped the hole. It got stuck on its own, but then I tried to force it, and that was a bad idea. But the cool thing about leafs like this, so you can see the vein isn't quite perfectly vertical on the leaf, but because it unrolls at this, like, is it a rhombus? Parallelogram? Rhombus shape, I think? And it's kind of like angled over. I'm going to use a pair of shears and trim it up anyway. So I think we're going to end up basically just cutting off the torn part anyway. Like maybe a centimeter or two more, but like, that's it. See? Hole gone. So like, even though the dud had a quote unquote issue for a split second, it was resolved within another split second because of the natural process of what we're doing here. Then we're going to trim off the other side, and now we've got a much squarer shape. Now, because I like forgiving size on the blunt, as far as like width, I'm going to keep it as is. You can definitely trim it shorter. Some people might even hack this in half and get two small ones. Some people might roll this into a cannon. What do I know? Chase also said you can take this like inner piece here. There is still one more leaf within here that you could unravel and utilize. Because I'm not a blunt smoker, like that's not anything I'm ever in a desire to do. I don't need the extra leaf. I don't want the extra leaf. Let's try to unravel it anyway and just look. Oh, she's much more raunchy. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because then I'm going to end up pouring tobacco everywhere. So point is, you can get a second wrap out of each leaf, but again, I guess that's to each their own as far as what your preferences are. We do have some wood tips as well. They sent two along with us. Quest stole one, and by stole, I mean he took one, of course. I gave him one. But I got two extras, or one extra. Now, these are smaller. You could go fatter. When we rolled on the show, I rolled a pretty thick one with a glass tip. The glass tip made it kind of hard because of the weight. Definitely was a little more difficult. Maybe it was a skill issue on my part. I'm sure that's what y'all would say. But we're going to stuff up a blunt here, and then we'll put in this wood tip. We'll hit that glue on here and get it packed shut. God, the flamingo is so nice, man. The smell in this bud is like super zesty, has a nice chemi smell on the nose of it, but then it's just kind of like a little bit of funk on the back end, which I'm a fan of that, like, you know, what do you want to call it? A hybrid flavor, a little bit of both, best of both worlds. Give me some stink while giving me some citrus and some like dare I say, not candy, but sweetness. I like that. I always like a little flavor salad. All right, we got our tip inserted here. I think. We're working on it. Hold on now. You know what, Can of Fam? Am I giving up on the tip? Are we just going to roll a blunt au naturel? Okay, we got the tip in. I think we're able to do this. Now let's see if I'm skilled enough to maintain holding this and getting a little glue on our brush here. Glue's thick. No wonder they recommend this over spit. There's no way I was making that much saliva. All right, we're gonna lay that down. Let it kind of adhere to itself with its under its slight weight. Where's it? I need something to stuff. Now we got to roll up the actual pearl. Same process. We'll pop off this cap. Which, wow, first off, the cap came off even easier. Second, it like almost came off and just started naturally opening up the wrap, which is pretty sweet. Came off really clean. And then again, almost a perfectly vertical vein running through there. If you can see that, hopefully. Deeper smell from the leaf. Again, if y'all are tobacco enthusiasts or connoisseurs or whatever y'all are, this is definitely a higher quality tobacco. And back in my day, I used to smoke cigarettes, and you know, I was only a Marlboro Special Blend kind of guy, so I certainly am not a critic of tobacco. That is an industry that is a little bit beyond me, and one I'm not too interested in getting further information on as far as cigarette smoking. Now, blunt wraps, I'm open to it again. Because the reason I stopped smoking leafs is they felt so heavy and congesting in my, or not leafs, but blunts, is because they felt so heavy. Like I felt like I was dying every time I was smoking a blunt. Not when I was smoking it, but like when I walked up the stairs afterwards, I'd be like, oh shit, I don't feel as energized as I used to. I had this whole, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I could barely catch my breath, it felt like, man. Yeah, so I'd be open to smoking blunts if they aren't going to leave me feeling like that. And so far, my experience has been that Brothers Broadleaf is absolutely in that realm of being a delicious, real blunt while not making you feel like a zombie that can't move because of how gummed up your insides are. All right, we got a decent log going. I think we are going to attempt the wood tip again, but I think this time we come with a bit of a better game plan. We're going to pre-apply some glue to the tip so that when we put it on and in, it has more of a proclivity to want to stay. And drop comments if you are Brothers Broadleaf regulars, because I am certainly not. But I'm trying my darndest, Can of Fam, to roll this thing into the aptly named pearl that it's supposed to be. I do feel as though the application of the glue to the tip early was a good call, because that feels like it isn't moving at all, whereas on the first one I felt like I was doing everything I could to not lose it. Damn, on this one, the glue adhered like instantly and perfectly. Like with no resistance. That thing just glued shut immediately. So at least that removes the question of which one are we going to be smoking. Obviously, it is the pearl. And I'd say, okay, I wouldn't call it a pearl, Can of Fam, but that is a damn smokable blunt. The wood tip in there, it's like I'm smoking a Black and Mild. Really takes me back. All right, let's clean our space up and let's spark up the Brothers Broadleaf Paxton's Pearls Havana. All right, Can of Fam, without further ado, this is the first time smoking a blunt on the Travs Dabs channel, I think. Somebody that watches has to tell me if I've smoked a blunt before, because I truly don't remember it. Right now I'm just burning off. I'm sure somebody would have smarter used shears to get rid of like the little bit of excess. But not me. We're just gonna burn that thing down. I tell you, one rip, the same feeling that I got when we smoked on Get to the Joint when we did our old blunt episode is something about a blunt feels right. I know that I always preach cleanliness, and I do preach that. If you don't want to smoke blunts, man, don't smoke blunts. They aren't good for you. Not smoking anything's good, not good for you, but like blunts, they're heavier, man. But if you like blunts and you like a heavier hit and you want a tasty hit from something that isn't the cannabis, and you're cool with that, which a lot of people are, man. A lot of people aren't hoity-toity about the flavor, and they do think they can bring everything through with a blunt as far as tasting exotic flavors. To me, it's just, and it's not even the nick hit. Like I didn't get much of that. Both Morgan and Quest were not dying, but they were feeling it from the blunt as far as that extra nicotine. But like, it just didn't seem to me to be the same. This feels nice. This feels right. Like this feels like a social event smoke. So do joints. I'm not saying they aren't, but I'm saying this higher quality leaf, this is something I whip out with the homies to smoke with. Like this is what a blunt I would present to people, man. Yeah, and this might maintain itself in like the Travs Dabs space, I think. I truly do think that this will be something I consistently smoke on. I don't know. The flavor on the Pearl, the Havana, is so much deeper than on the Dud. And again, I'm sure they would be able to tell me better, and probably their site does tell me better as far as why that is, like what it is about the leaf. But you can clearly see the darkness of the leaf. The flavor of the leaf it smells deeper. Like there's more, man, I'm not Romberg, there's not like mahogany and leather, but like it does have more of a pleasurable tobacco odor. There's a reason people buy candles that smell like tobacco and whatever, cottonseed oil or whatever the hell. Like it's always like linwood and tobacco, or sandalwood and tobacco, or stub wood and tobacco. Not a backwood though. Yeah. Pearls might be a mainstay on the Travs Dabs, I don't know, smoke sessions. Even at home. Maybe when I'm not filming, I might be a bad boy and smoke some blunts alone. Oh wait, that's what I'm doing right now. No, I'm just kidding. You're here with me right now, Canna fam. Comment below, what are you smoking on, and what are your opinion on blunts? And what are your opinion on Brothers Broadleaf? Because for me, this is the best blunt I've ever had. Like that, not like as far as an individually rolled blunt, I've had far better rolled blunts in my life with people with Brothers Broadleafs. I'm saying like the Brothers Broadleaf leaf is the best I've experienced. It's not sponsored. They sent over some leaves, and I was kind of ready to be like, okay, it's another blunt. But it's really not. And that'll teach me. Yeah, definitely not going to the gas station anymore for leaves or wraps. Brothers Broadleaf, you're impressive. I'll have to try some of the other brands out there. I'm curious, will Brothers Broadleaf be the best? Will that always maintain its place as the best? Yeah, let me know your experiences down below. Canna fam, I appreciate you being here till the very end. Appreciate you hanging out while we roll up some blunts and smoke some blunts and do some undone things on the Travs Dabs channel, man. Hit that like button, subscribe. And let me know what you're smoking on for the millionth time. It better not be a Swisher. I swear, it's Canna fam, if it's a Swisher, you better, don't you dare